So too, before we get too far, I'll hook up the switches.
Welcome back. So we're at it again, working another day, putting together the RX-7. The sweet part is we're at the stage where we're going to be able to start putting stuff together. Last video we painted up the intercooler piping.
Previously on Project 253. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the voiceover segment of my video. So I got to work on painting. I didn't put this in the video, it didn't make the cut, but here, check it out. This was the day before. As you can see, I laid down a base, which I was going for like a little bit of a lightning storm kind of thing with some spiral clouds in the background. Less is more. I didn't want to go too far. And then after that, I laid over some flame on top of it because I'm a big fan of like true flame looking stuff. Once that's done, time to throw in some color. The color can be a little bit tricky. It'll cover too much. You want it to kind of fade through, so your lights, your whites that you just laid down, they come through as bright colors, and the rest kind of fades into the black so that you only get the lightning, only get the flame. I put some dark red, some light red, and then did a little bit of yellow after that. I went over the lightning bolts a few times, give them a little bit of thickness, a little bit more color, and then finalizing with the yellow. It's easier to go from dark to light as opposed to going from light to dark. Because if you finish with your dark colors, you're going to find that most of your design turns out very, very dark, and that's not always a very pleasing thing. So the bright yellow being the last piece of the puzzle, that is what I was left with. And after clear coat, gives it a nice shine. I could have put a little bit more work into it, sanding it, maybe polishing it a bit, making it smooth, but to be honest with you, I don't even know if this is going to last. Let's see what happens.
Ran all the wiring for the wire. Ran the wiring for the wiring. Yeah. Ran the wiring for the windows. Windows half down. It worked. So everything is like a total mess in here and all over the place. Lent my welder to my dad because he needed it for some tin work. It's a smaller one. It works better for what he was doing. And so fabrication is out of the question today. So not gonna happen. Custom paint we did yesterday. Now moving on. Install the switch panel. That's ready to go. All the plugs, everything is all glued up on that. We can put the glove box back in, the fan box and all that stuff. I took out the AC. I can put all that stuff back in so the heater and everything, the ducting still works. Tuck the wires and shield them in the doors. I'm gonna put them nicely and tuck them away nicely and good. I can relocate the turbo timer and the FC commander so it's more easily accessed from where I'm sitting in the car and I want it away from the center console. Clean the intercooler completely. Some of the pipings are still a bit dirty. I found one that wasn't cleaned up and I totally forgot I had, so I gotta take the couplers off of it, clean it up, degrease it. I don't think I'm gonna paint it, but I might just clean that up nicely. Make gaskets for all that. I got some paper gaskets because last year I just used like gasket maker stuff and the boost blew it right out. Install the piping, self-explanatory. Fix the fins on the intercooler. This sucks, I gotta get in there with a little thingy and like, you know, straighten all them suckers out. After that, we got space the alternator, put the power steering belt on, and then mount the intercooler. So let's have a quick look up front of the car right now. Now you see what I do believe is happening. This thing is squeaking like crazy, so I think this washer is on the wrong side, putting too much tension on that belt, or this shitty ass thing is dead. I got some cleaning up in there to do too. That's all just little minor things because like I said, we're at the stage now where fortunately I can start putting it back together and see what we get to going. My battery's dying, so I'll be back. Camera's charged, game on. So first thing we're gonna do is actually check this out. While the camera was charging, I knocked out a few things on the list. Boom, boom, boom. Relocated the commander and the turbo timer. I spaced out the alternator properly and put on the power steering belt. So all my accessories are good to go. We're gonna get the other accessory. I'm gonna get this panel working. First thing to do, finish wiring this thing up. Okay, this is not going to be so much wiring, but rather putting everything in its place. So I'm going to run these ones here, closest to the driver. They're more dead center for the driver and passenger. So, rings on the back side.
And now you've got yourself something funky.
You guys know what I'm doing here, so I'm just gonna put all these in. I'm gonna put some extra ones just to fill the gap so there's not really any holes in it. Just make it look cool. Put a little sticker on it, custom branding. Got Tommy F yeah in the background.
I'm trying to put like the parts I have onto it, get a visual, see what I like, what I don't like, and then when it goes, it gets restored. Parts that are going to be on it,
Hey.
painted all at the same time, all matching.
Next step is putting this sucker in the car. On the back of it, got everything ready. I just have to put in my ground and my negative wires on this panel here. This hole, that's for the kill switch. I got the bolts and everything lined up, ready to go for that. I have little screws that are gonna grab these little ports there. It's gonna fit exactly where the radio used to be. I'm gonna climb inside the car all awkwardly and stuff because I don't fit too good, and we'll see if we can get anything with the light. We'll do, let's just put the damn thing in. Okay. It's all hooked up back there, but this is like a little tough to work with because it's not so flexible. I'm gonna figure that out and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I got it. I think I got it figured out. I hope I got it figured out. Here, come watch me struggle. Let's do it.
So I had to disconnect one of the leads and move it over, and now I've got it somewhat like kind of placed sort of. Let's do this. As an added safety measure, I'm just gonna throw a little piece of tape over top of those terminals because they're open and I don't want that to touch another wire, get zapped. Let's just do a sloppy, nasty ass tape job here. This around. Told you were gonna watch me struggle. Sorta. Kinda almost. Let's put a bolt in this sucker. Holy crap, we got it. Good.
Whew, that went on forever. Okay, I gotta struggle with it a bit more and I'm wasting up battery time and camera time, memory. I'll be back. Check this out. I had to mess around a lot, but it's in, it's solid, it's there. So, you know what that means? We're gonna test it, make sure everything works. Turn the switch on. Boom, boom. Yep, we got power. This window switch. Oh! We have a working window. This side? Yeah. So here they are. They both work off this switch. Ta-da! And then main power right here. So guess what that means? There's one more thing. Scratch off the list. Next, fan and glove box. That's pretty boring. Let's go for it. So basically what I have to do here is, well, I don't remember if I showed you guys that yet, but I did take all the air conditioning out of the car because it wasn't working, and I found out there was a crack in the rad. One of the inlets was cracked on the edge, so there was nothing in it. It was empty. Here's some of the parts. With all that gone, the box that it was originally in is completely empty, which is sitting right here, and all the hardware. I gotta remember how that goes back in. Try to seal it up a little bit because I do believe that the air flows through that to get to my heater vents and everything else. So it's kind of nice to have that. That's next. Here's the box. There's a couple spots we got to put the screws back in. This was underneath the dash. This is a drain pipe right here. Got to keep all that stuff in mind. So first things first, let's throw some screws back in it. Okay, it's all back together, ready to go. The only issue is this port right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this. I got this metal tape. It's for like ducting, I guess, for heaters and stuff. And not that it's super great for this, it just happens to be an air duct as well, but it just happens to be extremely sticky and extremely tough. Boom, 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 get this sucker inside the car. Whoa, whoa, pow, done. All right, so next up, got some drifting on the TV. Animal Style boys at it. And we're gonna hook up this glove box, we're gonna put this in. So I'm gonna try to find a decent spot for the camera. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that one worked. You get the picture. Done. Passenger side of the dash is put back together. I didn't put the kick panel in because I'm gonna play around with the computer still. Gotta pull that out because we gotta do a bit of welding on the chassis. Next up, I forget what's next. Okay, I got it. We're gonna put the wires in the doors properly, make it nice and tidy, clean it up a little bit, make it look good, make it practical, make it safe, make it good. This is what it looks like before. And there it is. So the dash is in, the panel's in, the switches are in, the wires are in, the tucked. Everything looks good, everything looks cool, everything works, everything functions. I got the dash back. Oh, look at that. How's that look? You like that? I like that. Mission accomplished for today. That list was like a couple days long list kind of deal. So
Moves under its own power.
I'm gonna get to the rest of it probably tomorrow. That'll be in the next video. Just turn that off so you can hear me. So yeah, we're slowly moving through that, getting ever closer to actually just firing it up and going for a run. We're gonna put the intercooler piping on, mount the intercooler. All that should be ready by next video. Drift season is starting soon, providing that the tracks aren't canceled and closed. And then we'll start doing some fabrication work because I have to make a box for that battery. I have to have something to hold it in solid. Same with my seat mounts, I gotta redo those a little bit better. I'm gonna mount some sort of air ducting to the intercooler because we'll get to that later. There is a severe issue with my radiator throwing hot heat up into my intercooler and my air intake. We're gonna get all on that. Let's do it up and let's hit it. See you soon.